So what does the guy have left when the simplest quiet places to meditate and think out loud, be creative, to muse, not amuse. Not here for your amusement, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a rude awakening you don't want. All there is reality to I. There's no concept of self, no image to live by. I don't hail from your Western or European concepts directly. So while I go through effectively a land of nothing, which I prefer to be alone without my family, so I don't care. Some people call it antisocial. There's difference between someone being antisocial and being an introvert that doesn't really require social interaction. In fact, actual social interaction is somewhat of an annoyance. Unless it's real and there's something to actually progress. Which is unfortunate at that point, huh? There's not many people think for themselves. There's too much regurgitation and bullshit. And, left in a world that effectively doesn't even know who I am. Doesn't matter. It actually doesn't even matter if someone knows who I am. You see, these are subjective problems of the Western world. Pardon me while I multitask this and make life size less tense today after actually being able to smoke medical marijuana the other night. If I could get it every day and make the productivity increase. Pardon. I said getting the camera to a point where you can actually see it. And as I stress, me is just this vessel. I've got a PDF that's an entire scientific journal that's basically proof that you are not your brain. Neither am I. I'm my brain's operator. Effectively, I'm looking at this whole thing as a mech. An extension of I. As I was telling my buddy Jay, the whole universe is basically just two C's. And they overlap each other. Kind of like, I'm trying to do this while I look at a screen instead of just looking at my fingers. And they're like something like an interlinked thing. And they free flow back and forth. This is your quantum flash effect. So based upon the collapse, which is based upon the lens used at the time, will determine an observer's final sight, effectively, for lack of better terminology. Now there's another strange esoteric reason I don't make too many videos directly without my glasses. As you can tell, I'm pretty much soulless. I didn't sell my soul esoterically to the devil or something. Actually, it was much more humble. I didn't do it for fame or fortune. I did it to protect all of those along the way that they actually were real and sincere. Take a moment to think about that. How many people you know that are stuck constantly in a positive-negative battle? Hold on one moment. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, miss. Hey, mama. You got another smoke by chance I can buy off you? She didn't even see me. out here, and it's like people that are just stuck in their own worlds. I don't have one. Except for this paperwork. That's it. And people go crazy over a name change. So it's, I don't know. It's my own personal life, you know. This is not really someone else's subject. So it's I balance a fucking camera between a wall and my knee. You can barely even see the steam coming off of that from the camera's perspective. Let's see if you can see the steam. Just barely. Maybe you feel little wisps. But you see, if you didn't know that this was coffee, here's a funny scientific fact. Every time you impact the quantum effect onto a molecular structure such as water or coffee, which has a higher neutral base and acidic base, that flips in the body causes an instant alkaline effect. When it's the right kind. If you get too much caffeine, then it goes straight acidic. But if you go dark roast, don't go decaf. Then effectively, you'll be able to manually balance your pH level. And with that, well, bioelectric conductivity, which is what I'm getting down to. So every time you don't know what I'm drinking and every thought you have, on the other side of this, imprints onto this medium. I can freeze it and look at it under a microscope. And I can tell everything you ever thought I was drinking. Everything. And anything you thought I was drinking. Based upon the freezing of the molecular structure of this coffee. Now that's the problem. It doesn't seem that people don't know what I'm hip with. People don't know what I'm in tune to. And it doesn't matter again. These are subjective things. I just had no idea that people were so subjective. Like, oh no, my poor Ray-Bans, no, they don't break too easily. I even tried to smash them and they're still not a fucking scratch. So, you know, well, the rest of the fucking universe attempts to go insane on just how someone speaks. I have real science. That doesn't give a fuck about your positivity or negativity or what you think. Because a thought is not reality. I'm sorry to burst all of your bubbles. But if thoughts instantaneously became reality, they would all super collide. And there would be no reality at all. The entire quantum medium would completely collapse. And you would all wake up into nothingness, effectively. Now, if that's what you're looking for, thinking you can be like some weird, what is that, the death cult, suicidal death cult. You can be a death cult and respect and honor death in its natural times. Or you can be one of these crazy death cults that sit there and go, we want everything to die. That's violating death's law. So the posers can get thrown the fuck out, or they can go kill themselves and wake up in the nothing and realize they should have probably just stuck around. But in the meantime, all I'm trying to do for this point is to get the laptop up and running. That other people who don't know how these things work just go, why isn't it working yet? Well, I don't have any tools to install Windows or reinstall the drivers, So I have to literally do this from nothing. And guess what? I'm still A+ certified. And that name will have to be changed on certification after this. You know, it's being an adult. It's like people go to Canada, run away. Like, does not compute. Sounds subjective. And coming out of someone's mouth that's supposed to be an adult sounds childish. Immature. And frankly, an annoyance. Recording. So at least once I get this laptop up and running, I won't be watching DVDs. You know how much battery life that takes? Plus I don't have DVD software anymore. My computer over in Wasion had all of my fucking keys. All of it. I've got a couple of extra fucking backups to get the fucking fully licensed functional version going, but once again, I've got to download an ISO, burn it to a, back in old time before the USB drives. Fucking burn it to a fucking CD or a DVD, set it for boot, and install fucking Windows, and then work from there. It's like, oh, now you gotta go download all the drivers and all this. Well, if the computer doesn't have instantaneous Wi-Fi drivers recognized, you're gonna be downloading those drivers off another device, because that computer isn't connecting to the internet anytime soon without those. So this is my plan, although my experience and knowledge and certification and such things, my professional opinion is, I'm telling myself good luck trying to get Windows 95 to run on a Sony Vaio. Even if it just boots up and actually installs and maybe gives me limited, like a keyboard and the video drivers, right? If it can do that at least, just into a small partition, hell, if I get into the partition of the drive at least, with a Windows 95 disk, that I actually fucking found a Windows 95 disk that's not scratched. Near genuine. So, yeah, compute that. So, I'm gonna use the drive tools, and I'll be able to make a smaller partition. This is what I do on all of my computers, so that each of my computers can actually reinstall and rebuild themselves. Clear everything out, keeps all the program data on a separate partition, and only the OS gets wiped out. And it's actually just as simple as reinstalling all the software and then just copying all of the backup programs information right into the fucking new program drive. That's simple. Move the program system layer over to the backup, reinstall, reset the whole thing, and then start installing onto the program partition. And then you move your fucking backups over top of that, and boom, you got everything back. Hell, you can even do registry entries and shit, but not if a computer's completely fucked. And it's like, yeah, no. So, you know, once this is fixed, I can actually fix other computers, is the point. And my certification is good for life. So, that might be my one fucking shot at this point to try to get some type of real side money, actual, well, not side money, at that point it would be the primary financial stability. In the meantime, dealing with epilepsy every day, and my friend Jay just wanting to, let's build a giant, what is it called, ice house, igloo. And I'm an epileptic in the middle of a roundabout. I'm gonna have lights coming at me 4 directions and going all the way around. You know what? If I wanted to do that, I could just sit at the fucking BK with no glasses on at high peak hours when people have their fucking headlights on in the middle of the day. Okay? As I start slowly drooling and this whole side of my face goes down like this and I start looking like I'm on drugs. You can see the disgust in my face. Probably hear it too. I'm holding on to the paperwork for it. It's kind of redundant to argue it. Paperwork. That's your only excuses. Like, I've been through enough the last 8 years, and that's basically all you've been saying. I might as well do this shit and be like, give me my epilepsy medicine. Blah. As if you read up on it, you can get a little confused. Not quite delusional. You don't get delusional, you disoriented plus confusion. Looks like you're delusional. It's like, hold on, I was thinking something, I'm trying to remember what I was thinking, flash, never mind, I forgot what I was forgetting. I forgot what I forgot. Anyway, you know, that's the kind of operating space that kind of shit is. It's no joke. It's like, yeah, let me get downtown, no medicine. Let me go try to sit at Social Security Administration for 2 to 3 hours, just waiting. Not to mention the hour walk in traffic, with lights constantly coming at me, with no medicine. Yeah, it's so simple. All you gotta do is go to the fucker. How's that feel? Is that simple? Now imagine that every car that goes by. That would be what I'd be saying with a goddamn fucking Mac 11 up in... Every time. Straight in between your eyes. Right in your eyes, like needles. Yeah, you want to go for that walk? Reality check. Would have already done it. In fact, the time that I went there my damn self, I made sure I fucking smoked first. Medical marijuana out of California and Michigan. People need to quit arguing is what it's going to come down to. Because once I fix this fucking paperwork, which is more than just getting a new number and a name change, I still have to port shit over. I still have governments to pay back. It's called being an adult, children.